Hi, it's Wendy here again from Toonpish Crafts, and I hope you're doing okay. Today I'm going to be doing a calendar with a bit of luck. I bought this mould from AliExpress. I'll put the link in the description. I've had it for a few months and I haven't had a chance to do it, but now I've got the chance. So this is what I'm a bit confused about this because it comes in 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. So I'm presuming one's at the back, one's at the front, and one's the twisty one. I don't know which way they go. I'll work it out. But I really wanted to do something practical with resin, and I think a calendar is a great practical gift. Let's see how I get on. So I've got the middle part of the mould, and I'm going to colour the letters and the numbers with the silver Decor Art colour. You can see here I'm kind of brushing the numbers. Later on I decide just to dab the numbers with the pen, and it worked so much better. How sparkly is that? I love that pen. So I've got it all done now. Even the moons in the middle look really lovely and shiny. I'm hoping this will work. Now both of the outside moulds, the front and the back, I'm going to do one black and one clear. I'm presuming the one on the right is the black one and it's the back. I'm only presuming because I'm not too sure how these go together, but this is what I've worked out. This is the back and the one on the left is the front. So the back is black and the front is clear. Now I know they've got little indentations for clipping together. So I've got to make sure there's no bubbles around the little indentations, and obviously I don't want bubbles around the edges either, so the micro brush comes in really handy, especially when it's black. You can't see through to the bubbles, you don't know if they're there, so the micro brush is really handy to get rid of the bubbles there. Giving it a little swipe over with the long neck lighter, never a torch, just a long neck lighter. And the left hand one then is going to be clear. I want to see through the front. Now you see I'm using a little micro brush there to get rid of the bubbles in the indentations where the clips will go. That's quite important. But because it's clear I can see where the bubbles are. It does help. Again with the long neck lighter. And in the front I'm going to be putting some pearl chips. Now these were given to me by a friend and I wanted to use them to see how they would cope, whether they'd sink or float. And actually I really do love them. They are so sparkly and so shiny. Natural glitter if you like. I could have mixed it in with the clear to start with, but it was a last minute decision, so it had to go on top. And I mixed it in a little as well. But I knew this top was the bottom, if you see what I mean, so it had to be turned over. Okay, 24 hours later then, and it's time to demold. Now the main thing is I was worried about bubbles with this, and I can't see a single bubble. I was so happy. Gorgeous and shiny as well. And with the tops the same, still worried about bubbles. Little tricky to get demolded there, but everything came out perfectly. I was very happy. Okay, it's time to pour the resin in the other piece. I'm using Vista Cascade, which I used on all the pieces, and I'm using the white sinker from Let's Resin. Purple from Let's Resin, Safari Blue, Sky Blue, Emerald Green, Yellow, Orange and Sapphire Red, all from Let's Resin box set. So I'm just going to pour in the clear resin right the way round. I do go round the mould. I don't have to, but I didn't want to overfill it in any particular area and wait for it to go round. I was too impatient for that. And I didn't want to fill it to the top either, because I knew I was putting alcohol inks in here. So I wanted to leave a little gap at the top for the alcohol inks. Okay, so we're making sure it's level with my little levelers. Very handy, those little things. And now I've got to debubble. Oh my goodness, there were so many places I had to check for bubbles. I will spare you the majority of that, believe me, it took quite a while. But I needed the resin to sit there for a little while anyway, because I was putting inks in it. So I'm getting rid of the outside bubbles, whatever there are, with my long neck niter. Never a torch, just a long neck niter. And this is where I start putting my inks in. Now my plan was to make a rainbow. What better to celebrate spring than a rainbow? And as I'm in spring and it's quite rainbowy weather here, I thought rainbows would be good. And it's very colourful as well. So I'm starting with the red and then the orange. Now I've measured it out in my head roughly how far round I need to put each ink. The one in the middle, however, did go a little muddy because there was too much ink in there, and the yellow kind of disappeared in a lot of places. So if I did it again, I would definitely put more space for yellow and less ink in the tiny one in the middle. But hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? If only we had it at the beginning. So we've done red, orange, yellow, green. Now we're on to the sky blue. That's a lovely colour. I do love that sky blue. It's very vibrant. Now already the middle one is quite full up with ink, and I've still got another 2 colours yet. This is the darker blue. Again, a beautiful colour. They're all lovely colours. And then we have the purple. Now I don't mind that the purple is quite a lot bigger than the rest, because I actually really love purple, as you might have known. So I'm not worried about that. Now you can see in some places that the ink has come away slightly, so I'm just going around and filling up all the gaps with the appropriate colours for the gaps. And I did try to put more yellow in as well. Very therapeutic putting inks in, really. Great to watch as well. I think all the gaps are full up now. I'm just trying to get that yellow to be a little bit more vibrant. And I'm starting with the white. Now I'm just going to go around and make sure every part of the ink is covered in white. I don't want to do more than 1 layer on this, just 1 drop of colour and 1 drop of white. It's quite a shallow mould. If it was a deeper mould, I might have done more. So I've speeded this all up for you. Again, very therapeutic just watching it, isn't it? I think it is anyway. Just bring the colours alive as well. The purple looks so dark until you put white on top, and then, oh my goodness, doesn't it show? Now again, I don't want any gaps where there's no white, so I'm just going to go round and fill in all the little places where I can see there's no white. Now this is about an hour later. I've done my stick test and it's not quite stringy, but I know this resin is okay for what I'm about to do. I'm going to make different pattern in each layer, just not the same, just all different. This one's just up and down, just a swirly pattern. So the hardest thing about this is trying to get it even all the way around. That's the hardest bit. Concentration of you trying to get everything even so it looks the same right the way around. It is quite intense. So that's the first one done. Now the second one I thought, oh, easier, let's just go round and round in circles. It's a little bit easier and it's a smaller circle as well, so it didn't take as long. Now I thought, what do I do with this one? I'll just put some wiggly lines in it. This was actually my least favourite, to be fair. It wasn't, I thought it would come out a lot better than it did, but you know, you live and learn. And because the little one was so muddy, you could hardly see a pattern in it, so I just did a quick swirl. And here's a close-up of what it looks like at this point. Colours look lovely. So 24 hours later, time to demould. Now as these were each single pieces, they were all separate pieces to each other, they weren't touching at all. I didn't quite know how to demould it, so I just sort of turn it upside down and get them out that way. And they were still quite soft actually. I demoulded them a little early and they were still quite soft. The numbers came out brilliantly, which I was so happy about. You could see every number and every word. And the patterns were really quite nice. So it's time to put it together. Now I did put this upside down, unfortunately for you, but I didn't quite know how it was going to look at the end. And you just basically plop everything together, and put the top on and put the clips in the holes and it's sorted. I absolutely love it. And it works a treat. And there's a nice close-up for you. Well, I really enjoyed that. I know I say that a lot, but I really did enjoy it. It's such an easy little mould to use. It's quick. It's straightforward, really, when you realise which bit's the back and which bit's the front. And they all come in different parts, so you can do each part separately. You can do it all together if you've got the space. And I love the rainbow effect. Now, I love the fact that you can see through the front here and see the different dials. And remember in the video, this one here is muddy. So I'm actually going to do this again, but just this dial, because you don't have to do all of them. They're separate. It works extremely well. It clips together nicely. And my husband didn't like the front. Now I like the front. I like the fact that you can see all the colours of the rainbow through there. But he wasn't keen. So I made another one. And the good thing about this mould is that you can make them all separately. So I made another one. Not very manly, admittedly, but you can't see through it. Now let me know in the description, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to see all the colours of the rainbow, or do you prefer the other top? Anyway, once you've made this, you can stick it all together with super glue or 2-part epoxy or UV resin even. And then you can give it as a gift to someone if you wanted to. It's such a sweet little gift, don't you think? Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Come back and see what I'm up to next week. And take care and have a good week. Bye for now.